Hello folks, fellas and or females, I'm Dandy. Hope you're having a good day, night, evening, afternoon, morning, or other period of time incomprehensible to mortal kind. Welcome to the first episode of a comprehensive beginner's guide to fighting, which is of course about sword. And well, if you need a guide to figure out how to play sword, then you're this video's target demographic. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Wait. No, I'm not. I've got nothing else left to say. Why am I still talking? Why isn't it cut? Sword's overall a pretty basic character, so this shouldn't take too long. His passive, Spirit of the Sword, has you fill up a meter when taking or dealing damage. When it's full, press R in order to do empowered version of your next move. His M1 slash is just him swinging his sword. It's got short range but does very good damage, and it's overall the best way to fill your Spirit of the Sword. His M2, Blade Beam, sends out a projectile that has infinite range and pierce and goes through walls. It does just a bit more damage than Slash though, so it's best for picking off low targets that are running away. The empowered version does a bit more damage and boomerangs back to you, allowing you to hit with it again, and does the most damage overall out of all the abilities. His Q, Dolphin Slash, is an uppercut that sends both him and nearby enemies into the air, dealing, again, slightly more damage than your M1. This is great as a vertical mobility tool, allowing you to ambush or just make shortcuts around the map. The empowered version has a much larger AoE, and does over double the damage of the base form. It's the easiest of the empowered moves to hit reliably as well, so if you're not sure if you can hit the others, just use the Q. His E, Lunge, sends him forward in a dash, and deals damage to enemies in contact during said dash. This is very good for closing distances, or even just getting out of an unfavorable situation. The empowered version does barely any more damage than the base form, but drags along the first enemy you hit with you, and stuns them, allowing you to do a ton of damage with your other moves, but it's pretty hard to hit with how much windup it has. His finisher, Almighty Axelarch, has you throw your sword, which does in fact follow the laws of gravity sadly, and then have it stick on the first surface it hits. After sticking to that surface, it causes a delayed explosion in a large area around it, dealing a lot of damage. You can also stick the sword onto enemies with good aim, which does an extra 50 damage to that enemy. The explosion can damage you as well, and since you can't use any moves until the explosion happens, don't be an idiot and get yourself killed by your own move. Alright baby, let's move on to tips. Woo! 1. Your base moves don't do much more damage than your M1, so they're best used for mobility and utility purposes. 2. Stay with your healers. Sword has mostly health rather than shield, and needs healers to keep his HP up. He's also a surprisingly good bodyguard, so not only will you be in tip-top shape, but the rest of your team will be too. 3. Don't rush down tanks. You will not win the 1v1. Pair with your team. Trust me, you are not the one-man army you think you are. 4. Is the support being generally annoying for your team to deal with? Go ahead and make them regret playing the game that day. Medkit, Type Wizards, Subspace, and Vine Staffs are typically easy pickings for you, unless they've got a bodyguard, in which case, just help with the team fight. 5. Hey, remember what I said about not being a one-man army? Yeah, don't rush into the enemy team expecting to win. This is kind of an all-around tip for everyone, because no one's really great against multiple people. Shut up, Katana mains, this video isn't about you. But I see a lot of swords specifically overextending. Finally, it's over! Ugh. So, that's Sword. One of the easiest classes if I'll be perfectly honest. Wonder who's next. Uh-oh.